Hey, what's up, family? It's the Gages.
Whoa. Hello, everyone. First and foremost, we want to invite you and thank you
Yes.
for checking out our YouTube videos. This has been years in the making, and what we seek to do throughout these YouTube series is to first encourage
And motivate.
and empower families, singles, marriages, all around the world
Everybody.
to experience the greatness of what they have in store. I'm Stephen, and this is my lovely and beautiful wife,
Mrs. Gage, aka Nadira, aka Wifey for Lifey.
Wonderful introduction, Nadira Gage. We've been happily married for 4 years now. Stand up. We are in our 4th year of something amazing that God has brought together. And we just want to share some of the love that we've experienced through our family and through our marriage, and hope it ministers to you. Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
That's so good.
It's so good. You're so encouraging. So the first series that we want to talk about, just some of the things that we utilize in order to make our family structure function the way that God intends for it to go. So for the first point that I want to make is that we prioritize family and also God. And here are some of the ways that we do so. So the way we prioritize our family is that we understand that our family structure, it has to be tight in order for us to do anything outside of the home. And we also let God lead everything when it comes to our family. So we submit as the husband, as the leader of this home. I submit to God, and then everything falls in the order after that. If I am unsubmissive, if I'm not submissive to God, then family structure gets out of whack. Amen?
Amen. And as he's submissive to God, I have to also be submissive to him, but I also have to be prayerful to God, because I have to trust God enough to know that when my husband may lead us in places that I'm like, Lord, where are we going? That he knows that he's hearing from God and that he's being obedient to what God says. So we have to first prioritize God in everything. And then, like my husband said, all other things will fall into place. Now, as we know, the day-to-day can get crazy. It can get hectic. But the good thing is we have things like calendars to make sure that we kind of stay organized and stuff. So one of the things that we like to do is we like to have our date nights on certain nights. We like to have our family nights on certain nights. We like to have our cooking nights on other nights, and make sure that we're giving our Sunday nights to serving in the house of the Lord. So we have to make sure that we communicate every week what that week is looking like, but prioritizing first this marriage, and then making sure that our kids everything are in place.
Amen. That's so good. And we've been seeing so much fruit that comes from just prioritizing and also scheduling these things. It's not to say that we're so rigid where we have no fluid within our schedules.
Right.
It just says that we're setting some things in priority, and there's nothing outside of that is going to disrupt that. Amen. One of the things that we also utilize is this point of just checking in. We check with each other before we do anything. You can ask anyone around us where we do life with. If they ask us the questions about making a commitment to somewhere, I always say, or my wife always says, first let me check with Stephen, or let me check with Nadira. And I think that's important to understand that, listen, I can't make a decision all on my own. Of course, there's going to be some decisions that I have to, make on my own, but it has to come from a collaboration with my wife, because I value what you say and what you think and what you feel.
And I value what you say and think and feel. And so I can't live in a single mindset where I'm just thinking about myself, but I have to know that I have a husband. And sometimes I do forget, so he will check me and say, hey, make sure in the future you communicate.
A healthy check.
And so a healthy check, yes. Yeah. And so that's one of the things that we make sure that we stay committed to do, which also goes into kind of our next point, that when we communicate, we want to make sure that we tell each other the truth in love. So if I do something wrong or he does something off, I should be able to go to my husband and share with him how I feel, and not feel scared or not feel like I can't tell him because of how he will react. And of course, ensuring that he has a space where he can tell me the truth about myself, and I don't attack him, but I take it for him trying to make me be a better person. And so continue to communicate and tell each other the truth in love, because when you don't, you can really harbor some things against your spouse or against people that you do life with, and they won't know, and they'll continue to aggravate you and get on your nerves, but you haven't even had a conversation with what they did in the first place.
Amen. I think that just goes down to communication. We strive to just over communicate in pretty much everything that we do. So let's continue to communicate as we continue to get old together. All right. Good. We got this. All right. Another point that I want you guys to take down is never be afraid to do what the other person loves to do.
Period.
We come from different walks of life. Where I come from a walk of life where I like athletics. I love to be outside. I love to play. I love to work out. I love to do all those things. But my wife, on the other hand,
I'm a baller, shot caller.
Not quite, y'all. She loves to be on the couch watching movies from sun up to sundown. That's just what she does. Me, on the other hand, if I sit in front of a movie, 9 times out of 10, I'll be asleep.
That's why he watches HGTV.
HGTV will save you every time. 30 minutes in and out. But we try and practice to do what each other loves to do. And we have a healthy compromise in the middle of it. I can't expect her to do everything that I want to do 100% of the time, because that's not a marriage. That's a dictatorship. And we want to stay away from that in marriage.
All right, civics teacher.
Amen. Using my education. And what that does, it also welcomes Nadira into my world, but also she can understand where I come from, and then I can meet her in her world. And if we get in that habit of wanting to do what the other person loves to do, we win at the end. Amen?
That's good. We do.
That's so good. That's so good.
So we encourage you guys to follow these steps. No, it's not always easy. No, it's not going to be a perfect, situation, but you can strive to be perfect. You can strive to be better by just putting these principles in place in your marriage or in your family or any relationship that you have with people that you do life with.
Amen. And it's never too late to start these things or just incorporate something that makes your family run smoother. As you're single, it's important to put things in place that you see that you want to happen when you get into a relationship, so that you're not searching, that you're not being thrown here and there because there's no order and no structure in your life. We didn't always start out like this. We struggled the first few months of our marriage just trying to understand the mindset of one another. And it's to the point where we was like, you know what? I'm not fighting against you anymore. Let's fight together. And let's come to a point where let's grow and learn as much as we can about one another to make this thing happen. Amen.
Yeah, so good. So thank you guys so much for listening. We can't wait to hear your feedback, your questions and comments. And we look forward to connecting with you more. Have a great day.
Thank you again for tuning in. Peace.